Right, welcome back to Vegas, Gabe. Today I'm going to do a little bit of a different video. I haven't done this type of a video in a long time. I'm going to do like the top 10 things you should know before visiting Las Vegas. Vegas is a beautiful city. So much to do, so much to see on the strip, off the strip. But there's definitely some tips and tricks that you should know before visiting that I wish I would have known my first time, and just anyone should know. So give me one second here. Let's turn this camera around. So yeah, this is a beautiful city with so much to offer. We're looking at some of the big casinos right here. There's just a lot I feel like you should know. So that's the south end of the strip over here. You're kind of looking at the heart of the strip right here in the middle. On the further end, you got like the Mirage that's sadly going away on July 17th. A lot of other stuff on that side over there. But yeah, here's 10 things I wish I would have known before my first time, and just anyone should know before visiting Las Vegas. Obviously there's a lot more than 10. This is just a 10 I kind of came up with. If there's anything you should add, please feel free to drop it in the comments. And if you like these type of videos, please hit the like button for me, subscribe to my channel, or even become a channel member. Help me build up this community. Other than that, let's get right into it. Top 10 things you should know before visiting Las Vegas. Let's get into the list. Anyway, y'all ready for the first tip? Tip number 1. If you're flying into the Las Vegas airport, you're going to be charged a surcharge if you're taking an Uber or Lyft from the airport. So a pro tip, take the free shuttle going to the car rental place. From the airport, take the free shuttle going to the car rental place, and then order an Uber or Lyft from there. They won't charge you that surcharge. It's only if you're getting picked up directly at the airport. So fly into the Las Vegas airport, get your free shuttle over to the car rental place, then order an Uber or Lyft there. You won't be charged a surcharge, and on top of that, the wait times are usually a little bit less there too. All right, tip number 2, ATM fees. If you're going to use the ATM on the strip anywhere or on Fremont Street, be prepared to pay. The ATM fees at most casinos range anywhere from $7.99 to about $11.99. Luxury ones, they probably go even higher, but I would say on average you're going to see from $7.99 to $11.99. Last time I was at MGM, I want to say it was $11.99. So just be prepared for that. If you're going to need an ATM, either go in your hometown before you fly out here, or go anywhere off the strip, 7-Eleven, grocery store, anywhere like that, and pay a cheaper ATM fee, because you're going to pay $7.99 to $11.99 anywhere on the strip at the casinos. And on top of that, your bank is still going to charge you some kind of their fee too. So just be prepared. ATM fees are ridiculous on the strip and on Fremont Street. So use the ATM at home or go off the strip if you need to withdraw money. That's seriously, I can't recommend that enough. All right, tip number 3. Uber and Lyft pickup locations at all hotels and casinos on the strip and Fremont and even the airport are different than the taxi ones. I don't know if it's just the taxis have a contract with all these places, so they get kind of priority. So they make it very convenient to catch a taxi from all these places. But if you're going to do Uber or Lyft, it's a separate pickup location or drop-off location. You usually have to walk a lot more. So just be prepared. At Uber and Lyft at most casinos, it's kind of an inconvenience. I can understand when Uber and Lyft was brand new, but they've been around for a long time now, and there's really no need for that. So I'm pretty sure taxis are probably paying some kind of a contract, so they get priority. But just be prepared for that if you're staying anywhere on the strip and you take Uber and Lyft a lot. All right, next tip. Parking is not free at like 99.9% of places. All these properties right here, they all charge. All these that you're seeing right here charge. The only ones that I know of that are free and don't charge you, Fashion Show Mall, Oyo Hotel and Casino. Oyo Hotel and Casino is on the south end of the strip, right next door to the now closed Tropicana, and right across from MGM Grand on Tropicana Avenue. Oyo does not charge for parking. And Treasure Island. Treasure Island is on this end of the strip. So Treasure Island, it does not charge for parking either. And Circus, I believe they don't charge for parking either. But if you're going to stay at any of these other properties, any MGM or Caesars owned properties, they're going to charge you for parking, so be prepared for that. Here's a little pro tip though. If you are a military veteran, make sure you sign up for the rewards card or the players card at MGM and Caesars Entertainment, because they will upgrade you to the next tier up, which includes free parking. And MGM and Caesars probably own about 80% of the strip. So you can get free parking if you're a military veteran at any MGM or Caesars property. Just show proof of service. All right, here's another little tip. The area around Fremont Street, which is downtown Las Vegas, can be a little bit sketchy. So the best thing I can say is seriously mind your own business. I know there's a lot of homeless around the area and stuff. Generally speaking, if you don't bother them, they won't bother you. So just kind of mind your own around there. And also, if you really have no business going off the main parts of Fremont, which is downtown, if you are really just going for Fremont Street experience, just stay on Fremont Street experience. Don't wander off the side streets too much. Other than that, you'll be okay. But yes, I get it. It can be very sketchy. But like I said, just mind your own. If you see any homeless around, generally they won't bother you if you don't bother them. And like I said, if you don't have to venture off too much onto the side streets, just don't. Okay, here's another thing I gotta say. If you're bringing kids to Las Vegas, just be very careful. If you're anywhere on the strip, walking on the main strip, Las Vegas Boulevard, you know, on the big busy area and all that, by the fountains and all that, there's going to be a lot of people that are handing out cards. These cards have practically nude women on them, and they have phone numbers where you can supposedly contact them. Just be careful with those. Make sure your kids aren't handing them out. Those people handing them out, they don't care. They'll hand it to a 5-year-old, they'll hand it to a 50-year-old, they'll hand it to a 25-year-old. They really don't care. They're just handing them out blindly. So just be very careful with that. Just be mindful of what they're handing out, because it's not kid friendly. All right, so now let's talk about the showgirls. When you're walking on the Las Vegas Strip, you're gonna see a ton of showgirls. Showgirls are the ones that are wearing very little clothing. They usually have the big feathers either on their head, or you know, they're wearing them or something, and they're showgirls. They'll be very, very happy to take a tip or to take a picture with you. They'll be very happy to even be in a video with you. They'll give you a shout out on a video. They'll take pictures with you. But just so you know, on average, they expect about $20 tip per girl. There's usually 2 of them. They usually walk around in 2s. So if you take a picture with both of them, each one is going to expect a $20 tip. So if you take a picture with both of them, they're going to want a $40 tip. It can get very ugly. I've seen them get into fights with guys. I don't know if they just refuse to tip or refuse to pay. I don't know what happened, but I've seen them get into arguments with people. They're very persistent. So if you're not interested and you don't want to pay, just smile, say no thanks, and keep walking, or just ignore them altogether. But just be very careful. If you do take a picture video with them, they're gonna want to tip. So just be prepared for that. All right, next tip. You're going to see monks here on the strip. If you're walking around on the strip, even on the overpasses, anywhere on the strip, you're gonna see monks. People seriously dress like monks, and they'll try to put a bracelet on your hand. And once they put a bracelet on your hand, they're gonna demand money from you. I've heard someone one time ask them, "Hey, I'll tell you what. If you can tell me what's this money going to, you want $20 from me, right? What's this money going to? Is it going to religious purposes? Is it going to a temple? What's the money going to? Is it going to a charity? I'll give you $20, but just let me know what it's for." And they wouldn't answer. So yeah, monks are there. They're gonna try to put a bracelet in your hand or on your wrist. Same thing. Just ignore them. Just say no, thank you. Keep walking. And just politely decline, because they can be very persistent too. So just keep walking, or just ignore them altogether. But yeah, there's people dressed like monks. They'll go directly up to you and kind of try to be a little persistent and put something on your wrist. So be very, very cautious if you see someone like that. All right, we've made it to number 9. The number 9 tip, Fremont Street, which is downtown Las Vegas. If you've never been to Fremont Street, it is kid friendly. It's for families can go, kids can go. At one point before the pandemic, they actually wanted to make it 21 and over. And they actually put some checkpoints in where they were actually going to make it 21 and over, and they were going to start checking IDs. But I think once the pandemic was over, they just kind of wanted any revenue that they can get. So they just kind of scratched that idea and let anyone come. So families are welcome, kids are welcome on Fremont Street. But I will say this, just because they're welcome there doesn't mean that it's a good idea. You will see street performers that are, once again, in very, very, very little clothing. You'll see people that wear signs that you know, they think are funny, but they're not kid friendly and they just want tips. You will see the Chippendale performers, which once again are wearing very little clothing on top, and you know, they're just there for tips and stuff like that. And you have a very strong smell of, I'm gonna say cigarettes, but it's not cigarettes I'm talking about. It's a certain drug, I'll leave it at that. And the smell is very strong everywhere in Fremont. So if you don't want your kids exposed to that, just think twice before you put your kids in that environment, you know. I personally don't think kids should really be there. It gets very crowded, a lot of alcohol's around, so just be mindful of that if you decide to go to Fremont with kids. All right, y'all, and the last tip, I flipped the camera over because I really wanted to deliver this message. I think it's really important. My top tip for this video is, everyone has a misconception that Vegas is all about booze and gambling, but I just want to say it's not. There's so much to Las Vegas that people don't really talk about or see. Vegas is a big foodie town. There's tons of food, really good food options on and off the strip. There's shows everywhere. Every hotel and casino offers their own kind of shows and stuff like that. So that's a big thing. There's golf courses, there's hiking, there's so much out there. So if you think Vegas is just gambling and drinking, it's not true. There's amazing pools out there if you like pools. There's some amazing spas and stuff like that. So just come to Vegas and just do your research. If there's anything you want to do, go to the spa, go visit some amazing pools, whatever it is, go to some restaurants. There's so many great restaurants out here. So just, there's more to Vegas than just what you think. That's kind of what I'm trying to say. So other than that, that's my pro tip. Vegas is amazing. It's an amazing city that offers so much, and just come out here and explore it for yourself. All right, let's flip the camera one more. All right, so there you have it. I hope this was helpful. I hope that this kind of taught you a few things. If this was helpful, please let me know in the comments. Let me know if there's something that surprised you, if there's something you didn't know, if there's something you want to add too. I'll do a part 2 to this video. If y'all add anything in the comments, I'll gladly do a part 2. So please let me know if I missed anything. I'd love to do a part 2 of this. Other than that, thank you so much. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe to my channel. It would mean a lot to me. Other than that, I'll see you on the next video. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Stay safe out there.